Hello everyone. So let us start with our new video of Python revision 2 or 2. In this video we are going to cover the list manipulation. The functions related to list, what is a list, what all predefined functions are there, the basic things what we can do with the help of a list. So everything related to list only we are going to cover in this video. So without wasting our time, let us start with this. So list in Python. So what is a list? If you have idea about other languages, you must be aware to a term called array. So array is also used to store some multiple values. Like that only list is also used to work with multiple elements. So list is a standard data type of Python that can help you to store sequence of values. Sequence of values is multiple values, right? So that sequence is not compulsory to have of same type. You can have of different types also belonging to any type. Okay, it's not compulsory to have that sequence of one type only, like only for integer or for float or character or string. No, you can have it for any values. List is a mutable data type. Mutable is changeable, which is also called modifiable. Sequence, that is element can be changed in place. So place means with the help of its position or index. So with respect to the position or index, you will be able to change the element of a list. Now you can see some example here. So here we have list is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a list of numbers because we have only numbers here, right? And this is the list of characters. And this is the list of string. Even as I said, you are not, you are not restricted for the same type of values. By chance we have taken now. You can see I am taking one more list in which I can take some numbers, I can take some characters, even I can take some string. So that is also possible, right? Even the values you can take it in single quotes, double quotes, because there is no difference in case of Python. There is no difference in between the character and the string type values. So we have list 3 is equal to, you can see we have number. This is called miscellaneous list, okay? In which you have some multiple types of values. First 3 are integer, the second 2 are characters, then we have the string values. So list is always enclosed is square brackets, and with respect to the data type of the values, you have to follow the rule. Like for characters, the values will come in single quotes or double quotes. For string, the values will come in single or double quotes. For integers, the values will come without decimal values, and for the float, it will come in decimal. So those are the basic principle which will follow here also. Now, how can we create a list? I gave you one idea about it already. List can be created by assigning the values with the values enclosed in square brackets separated by commas. So as list is a set of something, so set of values, and those all values are separated with comma. So you can see list is the name of the variable is equal to, in square bracket you have some 5 values and they all are separated with comma. Now the second one is creating one empty list. How can I create an empty list? List with no item is an empty list. In which there is no item is called empty list. That is, you have list is equal to, you can see it's a blank one. So this is called empty list. It can be created with the function. You can create it with the help of this also. So you can write, this is the variable name. This is the list variable. And on the right hand side, we have written list, which is the function. It is a built-in function which is used to create a list. It generates the empty list with the name list1. This list is equivalent to 0 and has truth value false because there is no element inside it. You can create one list with the help of the existing sequence also. Suppose there is a sequence of a string, right? Suppose one string is there, computer is there, right? You can write in single double quotes, anything is fine. And if you want to convert it into a list, okay, suppose it is str is equal to computer, and now you want to convert this str to a list form. So how can I do that? With the help of list function. So what you will write, list1 is the name of the variable is equal to this, and in the bracket I have written the value directly, or you can use the variable in which you have stored this string value. So this will be converted like a character array. Now creating list by using a keyboard. So for that also you can use list function, or you can use eval function. If you have idea about eval, so this is going to work by default only with respect to your values. It will take the data type automatically, and otherwise if you want to store a list, you can mention it with the help of list function also. So you can write list here and then you can input the values, okay, or you can use the eval. So anything is fine, right? So this much is enough to understand the list. Now if you will compare, because string is also a sequence, right, and list is also a sequence, so what all similarities are there in between these two and what all differences are there in between these two? That is very, very important, right? So what are the similarities? See, the length. What is length? Length is how can I find the length of a list, even a length of a string. So please check it. Suppose there is a list 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 elements in a list. Okay, I have a string here and string is equal to mega. Okay, now if you want to find the length, so if you will find the length of a list or a string, both are going to work for the number of, this is for the number of elements, length. Okay, this is the number of elements and this is the number of characters. So in both of the cases, you can find the length with the help of len. So here len, and then in the parentheses, you will give the name of the variable. Like here we are finding the length of a list. So list variable name is L. And here you will write the string variable, so str. So they both similarities. We can find the length of a string or a list with the help of len function, and they both are going to give you the number of characters or elements in it. They both are working with indexing, slicing. Indexing, you know now, they both are working from 0, 1, 2, that is a positive indexing, and -1, -2, -3 is the negative indexing. The same will work for string also. Then membership operator, in and not in. Okay, in and not in, they both are working in and not in. You can check a particular element is present in a list or not with the help of in, not in operators. Even the same thing you can do in string also. Concatenation and replication operator. So concatenation, you know very well, it's a plus operator, and replication, we covered concatenation and replication properly in Python revision 201 chapter. I explained it properly. So if you want to, if you are not so clear with replication and concatenation, you can go through the video. I'll share the link in the description box. Then the repetition is the asterisk sign. So they both are common in list and this also. In case of list, concatenation is going to add the elements of both of the list. Even the same will work in string also. Two of the strings will be added or concatenated with the help of concat operator. And replication is going to repeat the elements whether of a list or a string. Then next is accessing the individual element. So with the help of the position, you can access the element. If you are in a list, you can write L0. It is going to fetch the first element in the list, and if you are in a string, then you can do it with the help of 0. So this also, okay, by this you can, the both are going to work, right? So differences is storage are similar to string, but it stores the references at each index instead of in the single characters. So in case of string, actually it stores the reference at each index instead of the single character, but the list is individually going to work as a list. So it is going to work for the single character, and this will be the whole thing, whole string. Then mutability is actually the main difference in between these two. So mutable, this is a mutable data type which will allow you to change the value from a particular position. But that is not possible in case of a string, because a string is a immutable data type which won't allow you to change the value from a particular position. Okay, not changeable, unchangeable, and changeable. So these are the similarities and the differences in between list and string. Now moving to the next topic, which is traversing a list. How can I traverse? Traverse is nothing but to work on the individual element. So you can do it with the help of the membership operator in also. Okay, with the help of in. So this is going to work for the individual character, right? You can see, suppose there is a list, we have computer here. Everything, all the characters are written under single quotes. So we can write like this: for A in list 1. In list 1, you can see all the characters are there. So it is going to work for the individual character. Print A. So first it will display C, then it will switch to O, M, P, U, T, E, R. Okay, suppose you have one more character, so that will also be displayed after this. If you want to display everything in same line, okay, so how can you change this statement? You will write print A, and here you will write and is equal to space. So in that case, you will be getting everything C, O, M, P, U, T, E, R in one line only. So that depends upon the question only, like you want to display everything in one line, you want to display everything in different lines. That is up to the requirement. Now moving to the next thing, we have the list operations. So different types of operations are there in list. We have the joining list. Joining is called concatenation. So actually the concatenation is given here. You remember concatenation was given under similarity also. So yes, here only we have. Now concatenation is joining two string. Now please check it. We have L1 is equal to 1, 2, 3. We have L2 is equal to 4, 5, 6. Then L3 is equal to L1 plus L2 merged. And then L3 we are displaying. So in L1 you have 1, 2, 3. In L2 you have 4, 5, 6. Can you see both are concatenated? Done. Now we have repeating or replicating a list. So repeating or replicating. Replicating is multiply operator replicates the list specified number of times. So here you can see there is a list. We have 1, 2, 3. And this list if you are multiplying by 3. So what does it mean? It is this list we are repeating 3 times. This is called replication operator. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Done. Second is slicing the list. So list slices are the sub part of a list extracted out. List slices can be created through the use of indexes. So slicing is the same only, you can just fetch or you can fetch a part of a string. That is called list slicing. How can we do that? With the help of the start and the stop position, and even the the step value also you can provide. So let us check how it is working. You can see list 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, these are the 8 elements. Now S sequence is equal to list 1, and here we are taking from 2 to minus 3. Okay, 2 to minus 3. So let me rub this and then I'll explain it to you properly. Yeah, so here we have list 1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so when you will go for 2 to minus 3, so first you have to write the forward indexing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you will write the backward indexing because minus 3 is the negative indexing. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, and minus 8. Now you check starting from where? It is starting from 2. So it is starting from here, right? 2. And it will work till minus 3. Minus 3 is excluded. So it will work till minus 4 only, right? So these three elements will be extracted. You can see this is for minus 4. Minus 3 is excluded. Last value is excluded. It will work till stop minus 1. Okay. Stop is not included. Stop minus 1. So output is 3, 4, 5. Can you see the sequence now is 3, 4, 5. Okay. So list also supports slice steps. Example, list start, stop, and step creates list slice out of the list with element falling in between the ranges. Okay, the range whatever is. Even the step value also, suppose by default step value is 1 only, but if you are including 2, so in that case it will just give you the the second character from each time. So like that also you can consider. Okay, so well, some examples for string slicing are given here. We have one more example here. You can check it out. We have the using slices for list modification. So you can see one list is given here 0, 1, 2. So here we are just printing the element of list 0 to 2. So 2 is excluded. So it will work for 0 and 1 only. So at 0 position you have add and sub. So when you will check the value you will get add and sub, right? Now the second one you check, you can provide one value, you can, because this is a mutable data type, so modification is also possible. So well, 0 to 2 we are changing to A, right? 0 to 2 is 8. So 0, 1, 2 is excluded. So 0 and 1. So these two are changing to A. So now the final answer is A, comma, mul. Now the third one you check 10 colon 20, but 10 and 20 position is not there because it is just till 2. So if it is not there, so at last only the element, the new values will be added. But this is a sequence, and sequence when it is converting into a string sequence, okay? And when a string sequence is converting into a list, it will be as a character array. So now you can see we have add, sub, and mul, and these values are including as a character array. So well, this is all about the strings. So I took some examples also just to make you comfortable with the slices in list modification. So what all things we have covered in this? We actually have covered the basics operations of a list. We started from list only. Okay, like what is a list in Python? You know, we can store some multiple values inside it, and we can create it of any data type. Then how can we create a list, right, with the help of a predefined function list, with the help of if already a sequence is given, then how can we convert it into a list? How can we take the values from the user? How can we use eval function to create a list? Then what all similarities and the differences are there in between a list or a string? And then how can we traverse, I mean, how can we read one by one all the elements of a list? And then what all the basic operations of the list are there? The joining, how can we join, which is the concatenation. The practical examples are given, what all the things are given under the similarities and the differences. So practically, how the concatenation will work for two list, how the replication will work for a list, how can we replicate the elements, and how the slicing of a list will work. So these all the basic things we covered about the list. And the list is something very very important, and when you will check the question paper, most of the time the questions related to list is coming. List slicing is something very very important, so just make yourself comfortable with all these things. So I hope you are clear with all this stuff. We'll meet again in the next video, and which is the continuation of the same, right? So if you like the video, please don't forget to subscribe the channel and to share it with your friends. Okay, thank you, bye.